live. Hello, guys. Hi, everybody. It's been like a minute and a half and an extra one on top of that since I've been here. Lots and lots of energy, as we're all aware of. Well, some are just totally blissfully unaware, which is also so interesting. But lots of stuff happening. Very gentle, just riding it in the waters. Yeah, up and down, just blending and merging, is that a word? The divine feminine, yeah, and just taking the waters easily. So welcome. I did. It's not an option. I do feel very called to pop on today because we have another just interesting thing that's really like coincidentally working with the equinox, the solstice. Is it a solstice? Yes, a solstice. Oh, the welcoming of the sun. And we have NAVRATRI, which is actually the SHAKTI NAVRATRI. As I've said, we have 4 NAVRATRIs in the year. So let's just go through it. Let's light some incense and set the beautiful stage. And wow, it's so wonderful to be alive. It's so great to be a woman as well. So much stuff happening. A lot of people don't know which way it's happening, but that's fine. We're just blending it all and taking it all in our stride. Millie, my love. Hello, my love. Yes, I had missed us alive, but here we are, blessing the sacred space. Yeah, no, just listen. We'll do pictures tomorrow. As I said, it's not an option as to whether I want to be on or not, because I've been very, very in my own space, very much here, but very much in my own space and just absorbing so much of the spirituality of the waters, which are actually moving around at the moment and just converging so many aspects of the goddess into one. That's my story. That's my journey at the moment. Other people are doing other things, and that's all fine. And I really don't want to know. That's kind of feeling a little bit like an ostrich at the moment, and just working hugely with the divine feminine and trying to follow as much as I can what's being required of me at this stage. Not always easy, but we know that, but that's how it is. And it's so crazy because sometimes it's just the silliest, littlest things that are so difficult to do. It's like insane. But yeah, yeah, now I live in my beautiful little world where I have my dog who's very, very much around. So let's yeah. So as I said, I did want to just pop in, and yeah, we do a lot of work together. A lot of people feel him around here, so it's okay. I have to just be a little careful as to who I share too much of my life with. But then I have a very unusual life. I mean, more unusual than usual, and that's just fine. So yeah, we're doing this huge. I mean, it's like wow. The whole Shakti Navratri, and it couldn't have been placed, obviously, as we know, in a more interesting space at the moment. I've really, for me, just become as simple as possible. Just doing the water, doing the feminine, just letting all aspects of emerge. And then I thought, oh my goodness, it's Navratri, and they call it Shakti Navratri, and they call it, oh, but it's another thing. It's got another name, which is actually the month of March. Blah, 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 which is like the opposite to, what did I have? It's in my head and then it goes away. Because it is really interesting. because we've been seeing a lot of pearls, and as I said this before. This is like the end, and it's like awakening the Christ energy. I'm not into anything anymore at all. No great shakes. Very mellow. A lot going on in my own space. I know that I've got to go out there and do some work soon because it's all going to go a bit crazy again. But right now I am just filling myself with as much love and goddess and nature and meditation, lots of meditation and energy as I can, because I'm just in that lucky enough space to do it. And doing a lot of Shiva meditations and mud meditations and quantum jumping all over the place. And doing my own kind of exercises of trusting that thought in my head and writing them down, writing a lot of stuff down, the silly little things, because when you write all the silly little things down, they actually become a big thing. So how did you do this? It's really important. Now, why can't I find it? Because it is what we've been working with hugely. It's Chaitra, and Chaitra is actually a star. It is also the Hindu lunar month of March to April, and it is the official kind of new year for the Hindu calendar. So, and at this moment it's shining. This NAVRATRI, if you remember, the last one we had was in January, which I didn't do very much. It's called Gupta NAVRATRI, which is very dark. It's with all the different aspects of Kali, and it's actually got 10 nasty goddesses. So most of them are a little rough, but they're just like that dark at the shadow side. And this is now coming into the light side, which is the pearl beyond, that pearl of wisdom, that pearl beyond price, which we actually get rid of everything for that pearl. So she shines like a beautiful gem or a beautiful pearl, which is the star, the sun. It's not a star. It's a star. It's a star. It's not a sun, which is the star of Chitra, which is, I should imagine that's Virgo. Libra, Virgo. Yeah. So just a little on this NAVRATRI. She is translated as shining or springtime, often signifying a very fresh, beautiful start. And I've been working hugely with the pearl, which is the pearl within our head as well, that's the Chinese pearl, where you work with the blue pearl, which is in your head as meditation exercises. It is basically the third eye, but also the crown chakra, but more. Yeah. So I like to do the stuff I like the rules. The rules are really important. There are some amazing laws, and those laws are what they are. And when you mess around with them, you get bitten badly. There are some laws that just are. We've had enough messing around for the last few million years, and it's time to just be very simple and accept these incredible, beautiful rules and laws. Oh, I love them. For somebody that's broken, well, as I've always said, just know the rules and then you can break them. But yeah, do them with consciousness. Oh, my beautiful Hini. I must tell you, and I've been meaning that I haven't really been on anything, trying to keep away as much from media as possible. But I want to thank you so much for that reading, those cards that you gave me. We've all four fell out it was actually the last time I was on. I did quite an in-depth thing, and they're full of water, but they were just so beautiful, and have actually given me so much strength to continue and well, to get up every day to focus on what I'm doing, and to just use them as a very beautiful mirror for what I need to do. So thank you so much for those cards. That's really huge. Yeah. So lots and lots of bodies. As I said, I'm just touching base because I will, whether I like it or not, I will be doing the Navratri with us, which starts tomorrow, because it's so beautiful. It's like the third big, so it's 3 years that I'm doing the Navratri, which is actually so wonderful. And when I was putting together some of the images for it and thinking about it again, it's just, I hope that we'll get it over these next few days, as to now that we know a little bit more about the Hindu symbology and what they believe and where things come from. It's just so amazing to look at a lot of the symbols which they use, and now I know what they're about, and it just makes things so rich. Like a lot of people will say that you just need to have a picture of, and let the picture of an Indian, just talk. But if we don't understand what they're talking about, I have to show you my boy. Can you see my boy? There's my boy. Is he not just the best boy in the world? It's very important. Sitting quietly with God. Absolutely. I love that you said absolutely. I am absolutely here. That's just, I want to cry because that's really what we are. And right now, for Nomlok on a big level, it's such a fight for our energy, and the media is crazy stuff. It's really it destroys your brain cell. But anyway, I'm not going to go on to that right now. Hopefully you know. And the universe, the energies of it, as we know, they've completely changed, and it's very merging. He needs so much time, and I found some beautiful music, like another site that I'm with, and he actually suggested some music. We've been doing altars to the mother, so you guys are welcome to please do altars to welcome in the Divine Mother, and then along came Navratri. I know, isn't he just? He looks like a little angel. As I said, I take him for walks. He came in the car today with her, and she kept saying, but Yuki's here. I said, I know, stop stressing about it. I said, he's right here by me. She said, not in the back. I said, actually, you're right, he is at the back. I don't know why he's at the back, because he usually sits by my feet. So a few people are really feeling him very, very strongly. And yeah. He can go when he wants to, but not right now. Now I need him. And no, I won't get another dog. There'll never be another Yuki. He was a big thing anyway for me to do. As somebody, but actually my son suggested that if I want to, I can go. And there are lots of dogs that need playing with, rescue dogs. So when I'm a little more mobile, that's something I can look at doing. Which I would love to do. Yeah, he does. I mean, he had this beautiful smile and those shining eyes. And I do miss him. I do miss it. I'm very lucky in a way. He wasn't a very cuddly dog. I couldn't cuddle him. He didn't like to be cuddled. And that's okay. So in a way, it's kind of cute because I don't miss that. I don't have this big cuddly dog that I had. He was very elegant, extremely elegant. So so here we are. We're moving into this beautiful, coming out of this incredible pool, and I just relate to this pool of that merchant which found that pearl beyond price. It just shines. So it's working hugely with that. with that energy, and just being quiet, just being quiet, just breathing and being quiet. No great meditation, sometimes meditation in the head, but not always. So, so we're working through this very interesting NAVRATRI. So it starts tomorrow, but I want to just touch base. I think it's really all those great words, convergence and blah, blah, blah. But it is, I don't like all those words because they don't always mean everything to me. And I like to be a bit like Ernest Hemingway. I like big words. I understand big words, but I like the simple stuff, make it easy that you can just taste it and digest it. It's so big as it is, we're working with such a huge, big mystery. And I think the less that we actually try to dig into it at the moment, the more sane we'll stay, because it's nothing like anybody thought it was going to be. Not at all. Yeah. So NAVRATRI starts tomorrow, and what I've done is very much for us here is to actually divide it, because it just made sense for me. You can play around with this stuff, and as much as you play around with it, yeah, you can't replace them. I think what came up hugely for me, Henny, was the very personally as well, that there is only one me. There's only one Yuki. There will never be another Yuki. I can understand why people want to clone their animals, but it doesn't really kind of feel right to me. But yeah, and it's that sacredness, that immense incredibleness of, in all the millions and billions of years, there has only ever been one you. Just one. There'll never ever be another one. So we have stuff to do. So whatever it is, just do it. If it's just to sit still and beam, as I've said for a long time, just beam. Just beam and shine, because we need so much energy on the planet right now. And it's not going to stop for a while. In fact, we need to beam even more. But we're just given this very beautiful chance right now, if we want to work with this energy of NAVRATRI at the moment. Where was that? Okay, so it does its blah blah blah. It's a little star. It's actually not. It's one of the eight brightest stars in the sun, in the sky. So, but it has it's Spica. I think it's called Spica in English. Not one that I know of, but we just know that she's a very bright star. Yes, Spica, I was right. I did remember. The star Chitra is foundational to the Hindu calendar. Chaitra NAVRATRI begins on the first day of the month of Chaitra, which is basically, I think it's the Aries, which gets its name because the full moon of this month, typically, it would be March. They're a little behind. Yeah, we have lots of stuff to do, really, so much. And it's very much for each of us. We're just doing our own stuff that we need to do. But it's together, but it's separate. It's so wonderful. Yeah, and moon aligned. Okay. It's the shining jewel. I think it's absolutely lovely. And it was just like another thing, because we're working hugely with that pearl on many, many levels. God is just passing this pearl down at the moment. And we are moving into very much the space of the Christ energy. For those, a lot of us are feeling it hugely at the moment, but it's obviously going to get more and more and more, bigger and bigger. And yet again, this incredible grace that we have. But here we have, yet again, thank you to the Hindus. Just something that I've been doing. I don't know what, I'll bring it through. but I'm really working with the, you can work with the every day, the 4 directions and the 5 directions, the 5 elements of protecting my home very, very strongly. But I'm working with them from the animals of the feng shui and what they signify, because I know what they mean. So I'm working with those directions as well. But if you want to work with the angels, you must probably do. And if you don't, just do it. And if you do it, then just maybe increase doing it. We do need protection around us right now. Things are getting, the portals are open, the veils are open. People have bust through portals, which is absolutely ridiculous and stupid because they're going to open anyway. And at the right time, it's like, it's been like trying to open a chrysalis, a cocoon. There's nothing in it. Or to help a butterfly, you've got to be very careful. If you help a butterfly out of its cocoon, it can't fly. So it'll just, you've messed its little life up. So it does have to have its little journey of coming out of the chrysalis. And obviously, please, 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 sunshine, sunshine. I didn't have sunshine for a couple of days here, and really, really, it's our medicine. We need to go out and fill up with sunshine. And we're lucky we're going into spring, into this time of Aries. So yeah, we're at this very, very, sorry, it's the tiger, because here we have, so every time I do this, it's like, it's so overwhelming because it is so big. So I want to just give us a little kind of thing. So for me, this Navratri, which will be celebrated obviously at the end with a beautiful big party, it's really just a merging of the so many different forms of the woman, and this is definitely not all of them. Okay. So at the front of all of this lot stands Durga. I've had a lot of fun with the illustrations. The images are quite splendid and spectacular. I have given myself creative license. This particular Durga we usually use to this one, who rides the lion, and she does. And I remember, I think it does. Somebody asked somebody what the difference between like Durga riding a tiger and riding a lion is, and it's one syllable. So those are those beautiful mantras that have been passed down for thousands of years, and it is literally just like an E versus an R. So, and then she rides a tiger. So this particular Durga comes riding a tiger, and she is an aspect, and she's strangely, she is not mentioned at all in Navratri, but she is an aspect of Parvati, and she holds all of these energies within her, just like a normal woman. We've gone through so many different ways of working with Navratri, and each one have been right. So just make it in depth. I've just absolutely loved this one's really like flying in. And why I brought up that with the directions, because the tiger in Chinese is the space of white tiger, and in the year of the tiger, there are very few children that are born. They practice extreme birth control because tiger people are weird. It's not the best sign to have. And they don't like to be moved. They can be like very, very volatile. They have to be treated really carefully. So like in your home, when you're doing any movement and change with the white tiger, you have to really appease her very beautifully. Don't get in her way. She's very solitary. So the next few months can be very in-depth within ourselves. Yeah, we're not like out there doing the rah community stuff with everybody. It's very deep inner work at the moment. So, but she does have all those wonderful tools. And she is, yeah. So now we have the 3 days, which is, I put them into divided. They do it, but I've divided it up my way into 3. So we're working with the first 3 days, which is the goddess of the deep waters. So we're still, for us, in the sign of Pisces, and like wandering around in all that beautiful water stuff. And oops, sorry, I just want to see what I did. We're wandering around in all the water, and it's the end of the zodiac for us. So we've just come from, even though we didn't celebrate it, like I didn't celebrate it with us, the Gupta, the Gupta NAVRATRI, which was all the elements, mainly the elements of the very dark side of the mother. We're hanging in. This is like still down there in the depths of the deep dark waters. So these first 3 girls are kind of under the canopy of our beautiful, wonderful Kali. Not as horrible Kali, but just as strong, incredibly powerful, wonderful, wise Kali, who will be there to protect and to help you through this. She's not in a fiery mood here. She's moved that she's just like, but she's there. So you can call on her to let go of any of this stuff that we're going to be going through. So the first one so I've put it into the goddesses of the deep waters. So, there's some deep dark stuff underneath there. But they come with a lot of innocence. And we have the calling. Whoops, I'll go somewhere else. I've called it the calling, which is actually, it's SH. Shalaputri, who is the calling. Then we have Brahmacharini, which is the commitment. And then Chandraganta, the balance between peace and power. Very briefly, these 3 she gets called as the maiden. We know these from before, which we've done. And then she goes with her pot and her commitment is her pot and her rosary beads. And then she actually becomes with this, the creation, the goddess of creation. So as I said, I've had a lot of fun with images. So these are girls in their power today. But they still, she comes with the trident, and it's like we're back there with this white bull. I don't think it is Nandi, but it's definitely this calling of Shiva. Now we hear that his master's voice. And for me, Shiva is just like was a big wham bammy. He's like the beginning, the pillar without end, and he's the destroyer. So he's like the Alpha and the Omega. Big Daddy Shiva. Don't cry. Yeah. So this is the calling of the innocence, and she is the daughter of the mountain, and she comes out and she hears the calling, and she says, I'm here. I will follow. This, of course, is where not everybody continues to go ready, where people are leaving, where all she has left now is her water pot, which is the sacred holy water in her copper, and her prayer beads. So this is now her dedication. She is going to sit through this and get through this with devotion and dedication. And it's like, just this whole Pisces stuff moving into Aries. It's really a very, very sacred and interesting connection right now at the moment for all of us. And to keep it, but maybe just to work with lighting a candle. It doesn't, you don't have to do the big thing because it's very complicated. And but as number one is being called back from the source. Yet again, we're just like moving in different, more levels, more commitment, more purification. If you can do a light fast as much as whichever level, we go through this a lot. However you want to fast, but definitely do some kind of fast, or drink more water. So we're also working with all our old memories coming up, but we'll go through that day by day. Sorry. And then we have this wonderful, she comes into a little bit of her power, which is total surrender to the mother. And she comes with the crescent moon, which we now know is like so significant of Shiva, who's given us, it's day 3, given us a bit of a blessing. And she comes with some weapons, but it is the balance between, and how to use them with wisdom, the balance between peace and power. Then we have, so that was like those 3 days are ruled by, or governed by Kali. So these next 3 days are kind of governed by Lakshmi. And if you remember the story of our beloved Lakshmi, it's a little bit different to what most of us like to think of it, but it comes through. Victor, hello my love, thank you so much. Yay, Millie, it's Viviani here. Oh golly, hello everybody. Sorry, I was looking at I'm so proud of my beautiful, fabulous pictures. I've had such like poetic license here. So just get you up to speed, guys. We're moving into Navratri again, which is the 9 days. It starts tomorrow. And it's a big one, everyone. So we really like absorbing all the beautiful aspects of the divine feminine, with obviously Shakti and Shiva. So we're working hugely on that Shakti Shiva power. So if we just tune in a little bit to some of this, we can let it go with a little bit of ease. Yeah. So it's nice too. Anyway, so the third, so it's not today, it starts tomorrow. So maybe just light a candle, bring in some water, because we're working with the waters, and the Passion energy still. The ending, yeah. There's so much big stuff. And we've had a bit of a reprieve for a while, but I think things are going to start moving again quite quickly. So we've had time to kind of clean out a few things and go within a bit. I say we'll go through them day by day. Then we move into, the space of the next 3 days are governed by the goddess Lakshmi. And I said she's not quite what we'd like her to be, because first, remember, we have to get through hala, that horrible, the poison that would kill the world, that sits in our throat, all our grief, our emotion, all that dreck that we have to get rid of. Don't swallow it, deal with it. And then before that, and then there's that whole churning of the oceans, and the snake splits and it goes into Rahu and Ketu, and there's a whole lot of drama. And there was drama before because the gods and the demons actually were like really worried, remember, because people weren't going to be remembered, so they wanted the elixir of immortality, and it was the first time they kind of spoke with each other and actually worked together with each other. But as they've started to churn, they thought all this wonderful, milky white, wonderful, beautiful stuff would come up, but it didn't. It first churned up all the dross and the crap and the shit, which is what actually happens in our lives, right? So, and then before Lakshmi came out came these beautiful jewels and these wonderful animals and all sorts of other blessings, and then came Lakshmi out, rising up out on a beautiful lotus as absolute devotion. So she's very beautiful, so we can really start to really embrace that beauty. And she is the consort of Vishnu. They love beauty, they love beautiful scents. She does understand walking in your shoes. So she's holding the next phase, which I have called bringing into the void. And yet again, this is a very, very quiet Navratri. It's very inner. The energies are still. I think it's also maybe because it's very Parsian. For us, it's Parsis. The energies are slightly different for the Hindus. But not the energies are the same. They just call it slightly different at the moment. So these next 3 days, the next 3, I've called the goddesses of the void. So first we have Kushmanda, and she is so beautiful, but she is very silent and very still. And they say that it's that stillness, it is the void. And what's moved the void was her smile, and through her smile, everything started to move. And then the world was created through her beautiful, amazing, and fabulous, wonderful cosmic egg. So that's Kushmanda. So yet again, we're in the void. We're in the void. And we've got, thank goodness, we've got Lakshmi, so things can get a little bit, but just go with them. Yahweh said we'll go through them day by day. And then we have Skandamata, which is the still point. She's the mother. She's the mother of Skanda, Skanda is the warrior, but he also holds knowledge. So before we can fight, we should have some good knowledge and try to make peace, Before we go fight, we've got a lot of that, but let's not even go there. So these are going to be, quite intense times for all of us. Beautiful that we're working with them. As I said, just light your candles for these days, whichever you feel you want to do. Work with the 5 elements, maybe set up an altar. A lot of us are setting up altars to the Divine Feminine and bringing her back in to the... There's actually a whole thing I just saw. You can Google it somewhere. It just came up on my feed. It's called the Women's March. We had the Peace March. We went to Google. It's next month. So I just looked at it very briefly, but it doesn't really, it's great. It's wonderful. Was it the one? Oh no, that's another one where there's another fabulous thing going on with olive trees around the world, from Greece to it's the peace of the olive tree. And there's some olive trees that are obviously thousands of years old, and they're holding ceremony. They're holding ceremony inside these olive trees, which are just huge. And women from Palestine and that side of the world are getting together, and we're just tuning into the whole WWW, the mycelium web of thought out there, and just loving our sisters with peace. But yeah, whatever, if it works for you and you want to read further on it, I got my own stuff that I'm doing. But I'm here to tell you, so very interesting to find out. And I don't put it out there because there's still some big nasty black snakes around. So we have to be a little careful with what we're doing and where we're sharing our knowledge. Okay, so Skandamata is the mothering, and it is the still point. So when you have children, even boys will know, and whatever phase you go through in your life, this is where you just want peace. You want peace, and when your child is asleep, then you really know, and you just hear that breathing after a heavy day, and your toddler is asleep, and you know about the the peace of God that surpasses all understanding. When all the children are asleep, the dog is like passed out by the fire. And yeah, it's just that incredible stillness. So even if you don't have children, you do know that peace that I'm talking about. And then on day 6, we have Katyayani, who now gets her, she gets weapons, but she is not out there. I don't feel that she's out there on the battlefield. I feel that she's doing a lot of spiritual work. So these were what we kind of knew them from before. She does, as always, have the trident. As I said, it's just so wonderful to know a little bit more about this stuff, and you just see the symbology in the pictures and say, oh, okay, she's got peace, and she's got the trident, and she's got the sword, and she's riding a lion. So this was the lady that's creating the whole cosmos out of silence, out of the void, out of absolute beauty and stillness. And she created it with a smile. That was the first movement. Yeah, no Big Bang. It was a smile, guys. It was the karma. It was sensuality that created the world. And then we have Blessed Skanda, he's the brother of Ganesha, right? Okay, and then we have her. I just like when I was working with her a little bit, I just really feel that she is out there fighting, creating battles in the ethers. Not, yeah, tidying up, creating that beautiful order. Most of it's done, but it still needs doing. Yeah, we've been working very hard for the last 10 years for sure. And then we're moving, I think, very much into Aries. So we have the next 3 days. So it's the rising up out of the womb, out of that deepness, and that cusp of the water and the fire, and it's starting to make steam. Don't miss this opportunity, guys. I'm talking to myself as well. It's really beautiful when the world can make steam within ourselves. Yeah, don't let the water put out the fire, or don't let the fire evaporate. It's a very fine balance. So the next 3 days, days 7, 8, and 9, are governed by Saraswati, who is actually the consort of Brahma. And she holds, what is it? Is it the Veena, her musical instrument, which is like our spine, like our chakra system? And she is the giver of knowledge and beauty and wisdom in music. And but in a very detached way. She's not emotional about it. There's other people that do the whole deep emotion of it. Christine, hello, love. That do the whole emotion. Mama, hello. Yeah, please. Don't just be careful. Millie, we would just talk really, please. It's there's a huge fight right now for our energy. And we're fighting these little black boxes that we have. Oh. A nice thing to say to oneself, like to say, I am. It is our name, but most of us don't really understand it yet, and it's fine. But a very interesting space to work with, especially in these next few days, is I choose. So whatever you're doing, I choose to make a cup of tea. I choose to have tea instead of coffee. You know, I choose to watch a movie. I choose to not watch a movie. I choose to take a walk. Okay? I choose to clean my windows. I choose not to clean my windows and do something else. So it's just like quite an interesting wake-up call to what we're doing, and to be more in touch with who we are and what we're doing and what we're choosing, because each moment is a choice point right now. And each moment is a choice point, not just for us, but for everybody out there. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so these are like, this is like held by Saraswati. Saraswati is interesting. She has the peacock with her, and Skanda rides a peacock. And so does Sanat Kumara ride a peacock, who is kind of the energy, like the Christ, partly part of the Christ energy. We're moving into the Christ energy hugely, and obviously it's going to be around for a few years, but not that many years. So anyway, we're moving here from the water, from the water into the fire energy, and governed. This is her territory of Saraswati. She is really beautiful. I must go back to, I did work with her, but maybe I'll get through a little bit now. So I just wanted to give us a little bit of a prep. It's so nice to have you all here. Thank you, guys. Have you missed me? I've missed you. I've really missed you a lot. I'll try not to. I'll try to be nah, it's just I've been like really like digesting so many different energies right now, and trying to keep them trying to work with my enlightenment, because I don't think that there's anything. Thanks, Mary. Thank you. I choose to be with you. That there is nothing more important than hanging on to as Yogananda said, hang on to the skirt of the Divine Mother like a little kitten, and don't let go. So, and to work with enlightening ourselves. And we are, as I've said, there's a lot of people sadly are also saying it's beautiful stuff happening, but we have really been fucked over, guys, and we have been very sleepy, and we're not as ready as we should be. I heard somewhere that a lot of people will be leaving the planet, but in a good way, because they're not going to be able to work with the energies that are coming through, because we've been so lied to, and so held all this disclosure, all the wonderful stuff has really like been quashed and been kept silent, ridiculed. We've been ridiculed, blah 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 blah. So it's been very difficult. And when I think of it, so it was it yesterday or the day before that it was Women's Day in Egypt, and I was actually going to write a comment and then I didn't, because it wasn't even 10 years ago. I know I was in South Africa when this last time. It wasn't even 10 years ago that women were allowed to go to university in Egypt. And then there was a thing that there was one girl that was holding hands with a boy, and they wanted to close the whole thing down. And they said that's why we don't want them in. We don't want women in our university. And there was also a huge thing in Saudi Arabia. Those very rich Arabs. Now every woman has a car, but it's not even 10 years ago that they were fighting to be able to drive. They were not allowed to drive. Um, I mean, it's okay. Your husband has like 25 oil wells, you have like lots of camels and a whole pile of, and you have to, but you not. It was like verboten for women to drive. But now they can drive. I think they can drive now. But it was a big thing, and I remember seeing these pictures of them, how they would go to like these car shows, and they would sit in cars and have photographs of themselves in cars. It was like really cute, but they weren't allowed to drive. So it's very recently, and that's like it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I'm just looking. I don't know why I'm going to that side of the world, but I mean the whole, the, I still part of that. It's not. It's like was to suppress the knowledge that was there, because the Sumerian tablets were just way too clear about what was happening. So along the way, we had to have somebody that still just decided to throw in a whole lot of his own BS because he had ego. Yeah. So that was less the people know that knowledge. You can know all the Greek stuff and all that because it's so fragmented and messed up. So that's why I do like to go back to the Hindu stuff, because it holds a lot of truth in it. But right now I'm just with, if you're not on the other Discord thing where we put beautiful images, mine's pretty much like a lot of ours is like a diary of what's going on. There's some really beautiful artwork being put out there. Yeah. Yeah, warriors born everywhere. And I feel for our children right now, the new children that are coming in, because a lot of the parents, and then, there's a big rush. What are we going to do? How are we going to look after them? There's a lot of really beautiful stuff happening, and it's really to focus on that stuff and to just start doing what you guys have got to do. Okay, so here we move into our best and most fabulous, wonderful friend. This is just, we love her so much. Thank goodness for her. Where is she? Come, my lovely. There we go, with our best friend. Ta-da! She's not called Kali here, she's NAVRATRI, and she rides a donkey. She's got this dude's head. She has many things. And then we have Mahagauri, who after... There's actually a beautiful story with that I just saw as well. And again, now she has the Shiva's thing, was that when Shiva found Parvati after having been meditating for so long and in the ashes and like such a mess with all the only leaves and a couple of dewdrops that she had for thousands of years, he actually cleaned her up. And this is how she kind of looked. Oh, where was that story? Where were they? Was it this one? I think it was part of the story where Shiva arrived also as his crazy, crazy self with all his goons and his crazy band of weird and wonderful beings. And they were the two of them. They must have made quite a good pair. Both covered in ash. And then he cleaned, I think this is the story. And then, there's so many stories with these things. They just like unfold all the time. It's just so beautiful. It's like a tree that just gets bigger and bigger and gets more and more beautiful blossoms each year. And then she told him that he was really cool, and she really appreciated being like cleaned up. And now she's got this trident and the conch shell, and she's like got the bull Nandi's there. She's pretty much got it all. But Like, she's asking him really nicely if he would please just, like, scrub up nicely for the wedding. So, which he did do. He went and he scrubbed up and arrived really beautifully as an absolute prince, which he doesn't usually scrub up well. I mean, he does scrub up well, but he doesn't usually. He goes where nobody else wants to go. Okay. So she comes up all bright and white and shiny. I mean, she got quite a fright seeing this one. And I love the fact that she rides a donkey, because donkeys are not so easy. So you must know she has a lot of power and control. So I did say we were the goddesses of. Did I? No, I didn't. Hey, I didn't tell us. So we're the goddesses of the rising fire is the third thing, which is like governed here by Saraswati. Sorry, guys. Governed by the last 3 days. Governed by Saraswati, which is knowledge and all those other fine, wonderful things. But as I said, without emotion, they're pretty emotionless. She comes from a different space. It's not that thundering drumbeat. It's that, very fine, refined. It's not the overwhelming sweep of the crowd. Yeah. So yeah, we have NAVRATRI, which is our form of Kali, who is the fire. And she's not so much a red hot fire, she's like that burning, purging fire. So yeah, before we rise, we're going to have that one again. Need huge purge. And then we have Mahagori, which is the purification, which is that she is absolutely pure, brilliant, beautiful light. And then we have Siddhartri, who is the giver of the siddhis, or your clears, or whichever you want to call them, which are the blessings for having gone through all of this. So there are many, but the Indians work with different ones. We like to. They've got pretty much the 8. She does have some weapons, but she's mainly in the element of peace. Said, I've had such fun with the imagery. I'm really loving this Kali. She really works for me at the moment. Michael Bekeps. And here we have this beautiful Mahagari galloping on Nandi the bull in absolute purification, in pure white and absolute. Now remember that Kali is black. I mean, she's blue, but like Krishna is dark skinned. He's not light skinned. A lot of the Indians are dark skinned in their mythologies. Some are light, they're quite clear. Some are very light skinned and some are very dark skinned. So they've also had this crazy racism that they have there. So as I said, we're going, and then we have this beautiful woman who rises through absolute peace and bestows beautiful blessings upon those that have gone through the whole Navratri with her. So it sounds easy, but it's not the easiest journey to go through. There are many stop along the way. As I said, even after the first one, many don't even get to the second one. To here, we get called, but we don't get here. If we get here, you're pretty much going to get there. And then we want that, but it's not that. It's really going into the void again. So it is a bit of a challenging road. I think it's going to be quite challenging these next 9 days of Navratri, but they're going to be fun. So I hope that you're going to enjoy them. Yeah, all shades in India. Yeah. Oh, nice, Millie. Yes, and work with the chakras. Oh, Grace. Hello, my beautiful Grace. Missed you. Ah, love you too, my love. So we, as I said, we move into Navratri tomorrow. I'm just working with the mother. That's all I'm doing. And if I have negative feelings, right, I'm done. I'm so done. I'm so absolutely done. I'm just dissolving everything. What hasn't been done must just dissolve. I'm finished. I'm really finished. But yes, work with the chakras, our beautiful, beautiful technology. You see, look, this light is not like it was. It's so crazy. I noticed that when I started. It's like the last few days was like really interesting. And it's not like natural light. I sit in the same place. So choose your goddess. They are. I'm having such fun, Grace. Thank you. Yeah, it's called poetic license for this. Let's give us somebody beautiful too. The beginning or the end? No, that's not the beginning. Maybe. I love her. I absolutely love her so much. There we go. No, the beginning. I think we'll go to the beginning. Ta-da! We'll go to the beginning. Because I think we all need to know that we have this amazing girl that's going to get us through this. I mean, remember, it is Parvati, but Parvati as in the form of Durga, but riding the tiger, not the lion. And I think she's a little more feisty this year, even though we are sort of deeply swimming around in a lot of water. So just let's hold on to your tempers. We're really being called to do a lot. But I know that we can do this, girls. All of us. We can do this. So yeah, please post on in Josh's thing, like stuff that's going on. And then I don't know, the Great Mother Mass. It's called the Great Mother March. So maybe you want to have a look at that. Maybe it's coming through a village near you. I think maybe they were inspired by the Peace March. So this is like mothers. Mothers are hutful now. So the mothers are on the march. Nad is a flipping march here. Off they go. I think it's absolutely fabulous. So oh wow. Oh, Millie. Thank you, my love. Wow. I've got a Buddha though. But thank you. Thank you. It's okay. Durga is. You like drugs. You had a bit of a. You had a you wrote. I like drugs, but I don't know a lot about her. But it's Durga. That's really cool, Minnie. Thank you. Yeah, where is. Why don't you send me a link to Victor's Discord, because I've just got like a private page, which is just like a private, I think. So, yeah. If you just send me a link, I'd really appreciate that. Thanks. To Victor's Discord. Just to keep, thing. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not zooming around. I'm floating around the cosmos. I haven't zoomed around for a while. It's okay. There will be a zooming around time again, I've no doubt. But right now, I'm just dissolving, and that's what I wish for all of us, is just to dissolve, dissolve, dissolve into the all the aspects and all of these. This is I'm really like feeling. I don't think I can like put it into words, and I don't know if I ever will. To a Durga Mudra. I know, isn't that cool? Durga, 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 D-U-R, Durga. What do they call it? I keep having these other words going through, like epilepsy, but it's, what is it? Oh, I'm having strange words going through my head. Dyslexia. Oh, thanks, love. Yeah, that'll be great. Then I can like, wow. Yeah, as I say, but it's also, you know what, we've, the times are a-changing. We haven't had a time change here, and I just get so discombobulated. So I'm like, got to try and like remember what time you guys are, and I'm like so over this time change. My wish is that I don't mind the time change, but just everybody in the world do it at the same time, please. You know, the same day, roundabout a day or two. Like, think about Australia. Um, it's okay, Millie. You know about the goddess, and it's fine. It's huge, and that's like but you know a lot more than we all know a lot more than we did 6 months ago or a year ago, which is just really. Sometimes it's just enough to know. Do you know what I mean? We don't have to know more. It's just nice to know that we know, and so if somebody's talking about it, you know that you can add something to the conversation or learn something from the conversation. We can all specialize or um, take little bits and pieces and run down various roads with those that pique our interest. Not everybody's going to be a great cook or passionate about cooking. Some people just get it done because it's the thing to get done. Or gardening, others get obsessed. And that's okay, as long as we all know how to cook and we all know how to garden. These are like the really important things that we really need to remember. Yeah. I know, it's awful. It's like I'm really not coping. I just like this year I'm just trying to ignore it. We changed just now, I think, over the solstice. They change here. China doesn't change, and they really should change. Because you change from left, when you go from left to right, up and down the world, you don't change. Yeah. Have a little, it's like, and I think, oh, I miss so much. I mean, it's like I thought that I knew like something, but until I saw, I knew nothing. And I knew about Kali, and I knew about, and I had a lot of the statues in my home and outside my home, and I had a gay white Jewish Indian friend. He'd converted to being a Hindu, so it was quite an interesting combination. My other son had a lot of Indian friends, Hindu friends, and they were wonderful. They always, you got to feed, you got to go. And I've been to Indian weddings and funerals, and He was very honored to be at those. And I loved real curry, not the fake stuff. Um, but yeah, I loved some of the art. But it's like you're not ready. I was into a lot of the music. But then, if I think of it now, I mean, Rudolf Steiner based so many, Madame Blavatsky, they all based it on the Hindu stuff. But they made it their own. They didn't, they really missed. I don't know, Steiner kind of kept a lot of it intact. A lot of his stuff was not allowed out to be published, but we're lucky enough that we had a lot published. Yeah. Yeah, it was, yeah. Indian, it's like beyond, absolutely beyond, goes on for days. And the clothes, it's just so sumptuous. Absolutely sumptuous. We've missed out so much, and we just shout and scream that they have like arranged marriages, or that they have to walk behind their husbands, or hey, there's a lot that's like with all cultures, but we've taken them. Oh, Grace, it's so sad. Oh, wow. Oh, Grace, it's so amazing. Oh, I'd love to be there, but I'll get there one day. Yeah, we're having a bit of sun, so I'm going to enjoy the weather for now. Take my beautiful dog out for a walk every evening. Yeah. So I love you and I leave you. Is this a good time for us, by the way? I wish I did. I wish I did. I don't know. I just I'm thinking of going to India. It's just like my son says now, he's a bit worried because I might not come back. And then I missed that opportunity because after I'd been in America, it was like, what should I do now? India. India. I had a few opportunities to go. Don't know why I didn't go. Maybe just to be where I am now. So, beautiful ones, I'm going to love and leave us. Not sure what else is happening in the world out there, or in the planets, in the stars. We have a new moon. I think it's tomorrow. So, and of course, it's like usually it's the day after Navratri, when it is the celebration of, what's his name? Just Ram, who's supposed to be the ideal man, but it's actually going to be on this last day. So things are like, we're all having like very interesting overlaps of strange days and moon tides happening. So thank you, everybody. I had a really good time. So, okay, that's perfect. So it works for me this time as well. Thanks, everybody. So I love, 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 love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. I do like this time too. Okay. Take care and shine, shine, shine. That's the best thing you can do, is shine brightly where you planted. Okay. Love you lots, everybody. See you in the dream time. Bye.